As an outsider, it's been funny watching these writers go on strike throughout the whole summer, basically chastising the studios as being nothing but greedy, yet they're willing to jump and work for them as soon as they pay them a little bit extra money. I mean, if you're willing to work for an evil company or a company that you claim is evil because they pay you a little bit extra, I mean, what does that say about you? But I guess that's beside the point. Right now, it's looking like there might be a deal reached between the studios and the unions. According to this article from Variety, WGA, AMPTP to meet Sunday after Guild presented with best and final offer. Now, this isn't saying things are going to be settled in and of itself, but I mean, they are given an offer from the studio, so it's just a matter of whether the Guild actually accepts it. The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, WGA, are set to meet again Sunday after 4 consecutive days of negotiations designed to secure a 3-year contract and bring the nearly 5-month writers' strike to an end. Industry sources reported that on Saturday afternoon that a best and final offer was sent to WGA negotiators around 5 p.m. Pacific time. Legal representatives for labor and management huddled Saturday in person at AMPTP headquarters. Other key players on both sides monitored events closely but from afar. And that's probably talking about a lot of the CEOs of these studios, like David Zaslav for Warner Brothers or Bob Iger for Disney. There was reports that they actually sat in on negotiations this last week for several days. So they weren't there Saturday, but they were probably paying attention to what's been going on because this is a deal that they want to get resolved now. But there's a reason why they're actually willing to resolve it now and not sooner than what we had, because it was actually saving the studios money. Because anyone who's paying attention to the earnings call from a lot of these major studios like Warner Brothers and Disney can know that it was actually beneficial for those studios to actually have these writers on strike, because they've been suffering at the box office and at the streaming services for like the past several years. I mean, the whole streaming bubble basically burst on them and they were losing money hand over fist. Now, they're not making money by not producing anything, but they are saving money. And a lot of people were speculating that they were more or less trying to keep the strikes going for basically throughout the rest of the fiscal year in order to try to save money to look better on their books for the year 2023. And then after this is over, they kind of want to get back to work again, producing again. Because from this article on IndieWire, it does say that, yeah, they do earn money or they save a lot of money by having these strikes going on right now, which is happening at a good time for these studios. But it's a short-term solution, and they can't obviously sustain themselves forever, even if strikes continue. So they need to eventually get things back going. But I mean, just kind of putting a pause on what they're producing is beneficial to them. And these strikes also have the added benefit of allowing the studios to cut or just basically to do away with the deals that they previously established with certain writers and showrunners. I mean, some people were saying like this is buyer's remorse, or maybe you had a multi-deal contract with someone and then you want to break it or something like that. Well, with these strikes going on, they actually have the opportunity to do that. So this strikes, I mean, it was what I was saying from the start is I think the studios wanted this to happen, and they were using it as a way of not only culling the ranks of the bad writers within them, but also just to try to save money because things have been bad for them. But I did maintain that this could have been good for the writers and the actors that were on strike because it allows them an opportunity to go the independent circuit. And I actually would prefer to see more people go to the independent route in order to, make content away from the studio side of things. But apparently that's not the case. I mean, the writers and the actors who are on strike now, I mean, they want the more money that they get from the studio. So that's why they're willing to work this deal with the devil as a result of it. But I mean, are things going to go back to normal? Maybe sometime, but I mean, I don't think it's going to be 100% normal. I do think there is going to be a change in the industry as a result of this, and not just because of the deals that they're negotiating with this, but I mean, just an overall change in the feeling of the industry, because people are starting to see now that the studios are not the safe bet that they once were. And I think independent pictures, because we have seen the success of them over this last summer, that there is a potential for having good independent pictures. And I think we might be able to see more of that coming in the near future. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. And if you like this video, make sure you click the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.